Welcome to week 24 of our prayer journey. Last week we prayed for our friends, which is a prayer that is much more specific because you know your friends. You know about them, you know what they need. This week we're going to pray for a group of people that is just as close to us in proximity, but oftentimes we never even know much about them or who they are. And that's our neighbors. This week we're going to lift up to God the communities that we live in. For most of us, we live in communities of houses that are next to each other or apartments. Some of us have a little bit more space, and that's a really nice thing. But in general, nobody lives entirely by themselves. We live in community. God created us that way. But because we all have friends that we fellowship with, because we all have our local circle, and that doesn't necessarily mean that those people live directly around us. Sometimes we don't even know who our neighbors are. We don't know their names. We don't know what they do. We don't know their story. So pray for your neighbors. Pray that God would open opportunities for you to get to know your neighbors, to bring the gospel to your neighbors. Pray that God would bless your community that you live in. Pray that God would give you a chance to meet people and draw close to them, to build a community of believers right there in your neighborhood. Ask Him to use you to be the catalyst to build that community. And pray that God would soften the hearts of your neighbors to hear what Jesus has done for them. Be light and salt in the neighborhood in which you live. And start by praying for your neighbors, asking God to move in their hearts, to bless them, to be with them, and to make you an effective witness in their midst.